Well, good morning. This is Jonathan from the National Weather Service in Raleigh with the weekly weather and impacts briefing. Before we get started on the forecast for the upcoming week, I thought we'd look back at some of the rain we've had during the previous 6 or 7 days. On the screen is a graphic in the upper left of the radar estimate of rain from May 25th through the 31st. The legend is shown here on the right, and any of the shading in green or into the yellows and then reds is rainfall estimates of at least a half inch or more of precipitation. On the map, this is Wake County up in this area. Here's Fayetteville down here, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and the Triad over here, where the shading suggests that rainfall amounts are actually less than a half inch during the previous 6 or so days. Over in the east, near the coastal plain, from Roanoke Rapids down to Rocky Mount and then to Goldsboro, rainfall estimates were anywhere on average between a half inch and an inch and a half. But you can see an area of much heavier rain just west and near the Fayetteville area over toward Rayford, and then extending up into parts of the Sandhills in Moore County and even into portions of the Triangle area where rainfall amounts generally range between 1.5 and perhaps 3 inches, with a few spots here in the dark reds of 5 inches or more. If you look at the departure from normal in those areas, you can see over here again in the Triad and the western Piedmont, out toward the zoo in Burlington, the shading suggests that the percent of normal was less than 100%, in fact close to 50 or 25% of normal rainfall during that period. But these darker blues and then the purple color suggest rainfall amounts on the order of 200 to 300, even 400% of normal. Again, near the Rayford area, west of Fayetteville, extending up into the Sandhills, and then into parts of the Triangle area. And some significant rainfall departures from normal, much above normal in parts of Wayne and Sampson counties, even up into Warren and Halifax County. But even here in the coastal plain, near Rocky Mount, Tarboro, the rainfall during the past several days has been generally below normal. So just a few locations here have had some heavier rain. Some of that, of course, was associated with the remnants of Tropical Storm Bonnie. Now, as we look ahead to this upcoming week's weather, on the surface map here near the North Carolina coast is this low pressure area associated with the remnants of Bonnie. That shows up very well in the visible satellite this morning, as perhaps a little bit further east and offshore than this analysis. We also have a series of frontal systems, one attendant to Bonnie extending to the north and east, and another one dropping into the mid-Atlantic. And as we head to the mid to later portions of the work week, Bonnie and the remnants of it is still just drifting around near the Cape Hatteras area on Thursday and perhaps Friday. One front has dropped through, and we have another more impressive front approaching the area from the west and the Appalachians midweek. That front reaches our area for the late week period on Thursday and Friday, and then for the most part lingers around as we head into the weekend. So we have a couple weather features here that are likely to bring some unsettled weather in form of precipitation of rain, showers, and some thunderstorms. Fortunately, the severe weather outlook for the next several days is very low, so we don't expect any real significant severe weather episodes or even much in the way of deep convection or thunderstorms. Would not surprise me to see a few thunderstorms, so lightning is always a hazard with any thunderstorm, but the threat of hail, wind, or tornadoes is very, very small. As we look ahead to the rainfall forecast for Tuesday through Monday, you can see for the next few days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, is a maximum of more significant rain near the coast associated with the remnant low from Bonnie, and just some spattering of lighter precipitation amounts across central parts of the state on Wednesday and Thursday. For Friday and Saturday, rainfall amounts are perhaps increased a bit, enhanced by the approaching front and other weather systems nearby. And then as that front from the west approaches for the weekend and stalls, rainfall amounts remain fairly substantial, maybe a quarter to half inch on average for Sunday and Monday. As we look further ahead for the second week of June, from June 7th to the 13th, the 8 to 14 day outlook suggests temperatures are likely to average near or slightly below normal during that period, and the precipitation outlook suggests near to perhaps below normal precipitation as well. So we don't expect a big heat wave or real heavy rain episode as we head into the second week of June at this point, although local days could bring some, at least a brief period of different weather there during that period. As we look to the highlights and summary of the week, The main weather-related hazard this week will be from locally heavy rain associated with slow-moving showers and thunderstorms. Those could produce some local accumulations of water on area roads and rises in streams and creeks, but we don't expect any significant severe weather threat. We have an unsettled period ahead with more than the typical chance of showers and thunderstorms. Those thunderstorms and showers will be most numerous during the afternoon and evening, so no day will be a washout for sure, and the best chances are when we typically see them this time of year. We'll say the greatest rain threat and amounts are across the eastern areas. It'll be in the eastern Piedmont into the coastal plain and sandhills. Days with a lower rain threat, other than the west today and the triad today, a more general reduced coverage is expected on Thursday and perhaps even Friday, but still we don't expect a dry day by any means for either of those days. And it'll be turning warmer and more humid with heat index values approaching 90 or perhaps even the lower 90s as we move into Thursday and Friday. And temperatures may cool down a bit for the weekend as that front drops by and we have a little bit of a cooler air mass moving in and also clouds associated with that front. So that's the weekly weather outlook for central North Carolina. We hope everybody has a great week coming up, and thanks for listening.